Hey, bronies and Pegasisters, and I'm trying a new intro because I'm always saying, "Hey," I don't even remember what I usually say. I'm just kind of still mind fucked from this story right now, so just can't remember by Lava Sharks. So all we know right now is that this random guy, we're in his perspective. Something's happened. Everyone's dead. He went to find Fluttershy. Fluttershy is dead, which pisses me off because she's one of my favorite ones. And he's going to bed in Fluttershy's cottage. So, let's leave on. In his dream, he saw a memory. A pony. Wait, a colt to be specific. Brown mane with red streaks running through it. The colt was holding blueprints in his hooves. A twisted smile curved on his face. Finally! It's finally done! It's finally done! The mad pony rambled, his face, mane, and coat dirty from the lack of bathing and sleeping. Dry drool stained his lips and chin. "Stop him!" yelled the voices in his head. "He's trying to kill us all! Stop him!" "No!" yelled the mad pony. "No! I'm going to save you! I'm going to save you all! Don't try to stop me!" The colt, now awake, went downstairs. He turned his head to Fluttershy's skeleton before heading out. "I'm going out, Shy. Love ya." Tell Soft whispered Daddy will be home and will be out for the whole day. Leaving Fluttershy's house, he turned northeast to the other houses. He entered the first one he saw. "Hey, Lyra. Hey, Bonbon. Oh, I love them. I'm gonna borrow some of your stuff, okay?" He didn't receive a response, of course. Every pony was dead. Every pony except him. He couldn't remember why. He felt the seething rage again. "Lyra, I know you're upstairs. Answer me. What's my name?" Okay, just to clear it out, I'm calling the shots right now. I'm guessing that the guy whose perspective we're in is the mad pony, and maybe some weird bomb or something exploded and he survived and he doesn't remember who he is, but he's the crazy asshole who killed everybody. I'm just guessing. I have no clue. I've never read this. Alright, anyway. He didn't even wait for an answer. He knew he wouldn't find a voice. There were only voices in his head. Walking over to the countertop, the colt retrieved a large knife. He pressed the knife against his chest and felt the cold handle. How easily it would be to end it all. Living every day, knowing you could die any second. Life shows no mercy. Why should I? The colt then threw the knife against the wall and heard a clank, loudly against the wall. When he heard this, it made him realize how uncomfortably quiet it was. Silence. He made his way upstairs. Should he open the door? He had to find supplies, so he put a hoof on the cold, dusty door and pushed it. It fell off its hinges and landed in front of him. Panic set in front when he found two dead friends in each other's arms. The skeleton of Lyra being clutched by the corpse of Bonbon. Their facial expressions. Bonbon, shreds of skin dangling. Ew. That's... Okay, so something tells me this is like a post-apocalyptic story. Now, I know one of you guys are gonna say, "Duh, you think?" Well, don't be an asshole. I'll find you. I'm just joshing with you. Anyway, the colt opened his mouth and vomited in the corner. He was usually used to seeing dead bodies, wasn't he? He couldn't remember. Damn, that's deep. That's fucking deep. Walking over to the bed, which had the corpses, salty tears in his eyes, choking back saliva, he bent his head in prayer. It was quiet. Not a sound. It was unbearable. Living in silence so long. I should have kept Luna alive. Have some pony I can relate to. 115 seconds. Dude, this is fucking deep. We're getting into some deep shit right here. He walked to the table and took a pen. The one at Fluttershy ran out of ink. He wrote a quick note on his leg for reference. If a sane pony is surrounded by lunatics, is he the mad pony? Huh, that's a good quote. Hunger set in. His least favorite part of the day. Finding food was almost impossible. He left, but not without saying goodbye to his two dead friends. Leaving the house, he made way for the sugar cube corner. His mind, while in pieces, slowly formed memories, very slowly. The process always hurt his head. Eternal pain. He would have preferred to experience it comatose. Alright, chapter 3. I'm not going to stop this because I'm too fucking interested in this story right now. Plus, we're only 5 minutes in, so, you know, it's not going to kill anybody. We're only halfway in the story, too. This is deep. This is some deep shit. Excuse me, drink of water. Alright, let's continue. But he couldn't win, you see. But he couldn't win, you see, said Rarity. My great-grandfather was a mad pony. He would do anything for love, and take a step for... Wait, Rarity? Oh, I'm in Rarity's voice. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I've always wanted to do Rarity. But he couldn't win, you see. My great-grandfather was a mad pony. He would do anything for love, and take it a step further. The court was intrigued by this story. How did he win the race, then? If he couldn't gallop because of his leg, how did he win? Rarity smiled. Well, you see, as you recall, the race ends with some pony touching the mare. My future great-grandmother. He laughed. Oh, stop teasing. How did that slowpoke win? My dear friend, said Rarity, my great-grandfather was a mad pony, you see. He cut off his own hoof, and with his remaining strength, threw it in the crowd, hitting my great-grandmother. He touched her, and received his grand prize. Oh, that's kind of funny. The court winced. Geez, that sounds painful. At least he won, right? Rarity beamed. Of course, darling. Soon as they married, eloped, and had my parents, they lived in Trottingham and raised me there until I became a Ponyville with passion. Fashion? No, becoming the greatest fashion designer in all Equestria. Just then Rainbow Dash flew into the room. It's Fluttershy. She's having her foul. We need... Wait, what? Oh, I think he's getting memories back. I think this might be some, like, random guy pony that... I don't know. I think Fluttershy and him had a kid, and that's who the other kid's name is, Silent Whisper or whatever his name is. And I think Fluttershy's in labor, and Rainbow Dash is like, come on, get the fuck over there! That's just what I'm guessing. Alright, chapter, 1, 2, I think this is 4. It doesn't have chapter names, I'm just putting chapters on shit right now. I gotta tell you right now, this is a pretty interesting story. Yeah, after that memory, he smiled. Your great-grandmother is a lot like me, Rarity. Too bad I had to kill your dreams. He had arrived at Sugar Cube Corner before stepping inside. He looked at the neighborhood. Some ponies were completely blown apart. Others were twisted and bent out of shape. Many broken windows and parts, huge holes and dead bodies. Ignoring it, he walked in. Mr. and Mrs. Cake were already there to greet him. Morning. Can I have a muffin, please? Silence. The word muffin brought back another memory fragment. A male mare and cross-eyed. Ah, Derpy! Ah, that's my shit right there. Derpy hooves. Yeah. Or, as you assholes like to call it, Ditzy, which is the dumbest thing ever, because I like Derpy the way she was. Anyway, back into serious mode. Drink of water. Mail here, said the whale-eyed Pegasus pony. The colt loved receiving mail from the mail mare. She made him smile. There was no way he hurt her. Thanks. Fly safe, okay? Okay. He stepped inside and looked at his mail. Bill, a letter from Fluttershy. Bill, a letter from Fluttershy. I gotta start talking my more masculine voice. He read it. She wanted to schedule a meeting in the park. The letter goes about this. Not being a date unless he wants it to be, then that's fine. He smiled. Typical Fluttershy and her ability to be fragile with everything. Anyway, back to reality. His patience was wearing thin. Get me a muffin! But then arranged skeletons at the shop owners annoyed him. He pulled off Mr. Cake's head and slammed it damn! Shattering the skull. I'll get it myself, you useless ponies. Retrieving a stale muffin, he bit into it. His tooth shattered and blood filled his mouth. "You know," he said, bleeding, "maybe you guys would have more customers if you were better servers. Don't you get tired of serving Pinky's friends every day?" A memory of Pinkie Pie would materialize in his head. He thought of her, made him ache more, and impaired his thinking. His mind restricted across the certain memories. He spit blood in Mrs. Cake's face. "Hey, am I a bad pony?" Silence. He nodded. "True. I've killed ponies, but I don't remember how. Something big. Something I forgot. I forget it." Yeah, something tells me he's definitely the mad pony. Without a doubt, after that last sentence, yeah, he's the crazy person. He flipped the table, making a loud crash echo throughout the block. "I'm not hungry anymore." He left the house southwest to Twilight's house. He always did enjoy reading, and this hobby often kept him occupied. "Twilight? Twilight?" he yelled. "Got any books by Sound of Rainfall?" Silence. "Twilight, if I have to get it myself, I'm gonna kill you," he chuckled, realizing the irony in what he just said. Retrieving 4 books and another pen, he left without another word, dropping the things off at his house. He relaxed there for a bit. Fluttershy was in the same position as before, unmoved and not moving. "Shy, you look sick." Dragging her headless body upstairs, he lay it onto the bed. Closing the door behind him, he lay in the bed with Fluttershy. "Been a while since we had some alone time, right?" Silence. "Oh, sure, now you say that." We sound like my parents. Chapter 4 or 5? I think it's 5. How far am I in this recording? 12 minutes. I can go on a little longer. I can read one more chapter. It's about over. He went to the shop about an hour later for some punch. A smile on his face. He casually walked there, his leg feeling better, but in his head still pained. His mind still shattered. 3 bottles, plenty. He drank one of them 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 48 seconds, 97 seconds, 100 seconds, 315 seconds. He found Berry Punch in the drink section, of course. Tried to make some idle conversation. She wouldn't talk to him. Was she mad at him? He left her cold, clammy body where he found it. A radio! He found a radio! Scrambling to his hooves, haphazardly galloping over to the radio and picked it up. Dropping it, he fell to it and tried to find a signal in the static. That's the sound of static from a radio, people. No reception. Must get to higher ground. He left the shop with the radio between his teeth. He had to get to a roof that wasn't destroyed. Maybe he could. And then the colt fell down, trying in vain to bear the pain in his head. "Ow, Celestia, the pain! Make it fucking stop!" End of chapter 5. These chapters are pretty short, aren't they? Again, he saw the unicorn coat with his brown mane and red streak resting in the front of his eye. He was laughing his insane laugh. "This is the redemption day, everybody! Go away from me! Stay away from me! Go away! You can't touch me now! You see this button here? He told himself, I'm gonna press it!" And then it happened. It finally happened. The screams were heard. Then the bomb fell. Then Ponyville and Canterlot were wiped off the map. Pinkie Pie was the first to go. She was tied to the nuke. End of chapter 5 or 6. Okay, it might be him. Question is, why the fuck is Pinkie Pie on the bomb? Did she swan dive into the best night of her life again? Old Spice commercial. Anyway, slowly the colt's mind pieced itself back together. The pain in his head subsided, and his vision became sharper as a single thought loomed in his head. I just remembered! I'm the one who killed them all! I survived after the fall! I fucking knew it. Then it happened. Ponies. Ponies in hazmat suits grabbing him. He dropped the radio and precious radio. No! The ponies still grabbed him. He was yanked away by the large red streak in his hair. He couldn't fight them, getting weaker. I have to go back! Okay, so there's some ponies still alive. And apparently, he's the guy who dropped the bomb. And now these people are like, oh, fucking get him! And, yeah. I think that's going to be a good cliffhanger spot for now. About 15 minutes in. Well, no. You know what? No. I'm going to read this. I really want to know what the fuck is going on here. Alright. New patient? Really? Yeah. Poor bastard. We found him running through outside Ponyville, bleeding all over the damn place. The unicorn doctor checked his pager. Hold on. I'll get back to you in a second, okay? The young unicorn laughed. Prepare for the news. The unicorn doctor went into the room. The supervisor was already seated with some coffee. Hey, boss. Hello, Cinnamon. Please take a seat. Is this the new material patient? Yes. The supervisor pulled out a file and skimmed it. I understand we were finding roaming Ponyville, taking into a broken radio. Jelly. Okay, that didn't make sense what I just said. The supervisor pulled out a file and skimmed it. I understand he was found roaming Ponyville, talking into a broken radio. Jelly said he looked like a cult who caused the bomb. Okay. Don't talk about that, please. The supervisor was quiet. Right. Well, we found him bloodied and dirty. We had him in ward now. All right, drink of water. Excuse me. Anything notable he did? Well, just during the interview, the unicorn leaned in a bit. What did he do? Just weird-ass mumbling. Something about the voices and how he was sorry for something, whispering, it wasn't my fault. Over and over again. During the interview, he tried to kill a guard. He brought him to the infirmary, but it wasn't until he got back when he realized the patient was scratched out his own eyes. You're kidding! No, these ponies just get sicker and sicker. Anyway, we admitted him to the institution. He's here now. He'll be here as long as it takes to fix him. The unicorn got up to leave, but a question was gnawing at him in the back of his mind. He turned back around. Hey, why did they act like that? The supervisor looked up. Why do they act like lunatics? Doing crazy shit like that. What makes them crazy? The supervisor thought for a moment before responding. Well, if a sane pony is surrounded by lunatics, is he the mad pony? He could have been perfectly fine, you know. If you think about it, the mind is like a machine. It needs to be cared for. Because you make one mistake and screw comes loose, the whole thing won't function properly. It's a scary thought. Your mind can snap in the blink of an eye. You know what I mean? Silence. That's me applauding. This was the best cliffhanger story I have ever read that is a fanfic for My Little Pony. I give this star 10 out of 10 for the suspense, the drama, and the ability to make the reader question what the fuck they're reading. I like this story, and I hope you like it too. So, yeah, that was Just Can't Remember by Lava Sharks. This was definitely an interesting tale. I just don't get why everyone was... What I don't get is, what was the relationship between Fluttershy? Like, because she kept saying how, like, there was a kid involved. Were they married? I mean, they were obviously in a relationship because there was a kid involved. But who the fuck is the pony we're talking about? Can someone give me a reference to someone who has that kind of color hair? Let me find what his hair looked like. His fur. Brown mane with a red streak running through it. Yeah, a brown mane with a red streak running through it. If anyone has seen that pony in the actual My Little Pony show itself, please give me a tip on who that could be, because I am left at a complete standstill here, and I desperately want to know who the hell this guy is and why he made the bomb. But then again, it's a fanfic story. It could just be like, hey, he felt like it. He felt like blowing up everybody. And another thing that was random, why was Pinky attached to the bomb? There's so many questions in this story that no one's gonna answer. And that just kind of pisses me off. This makes me feel like I'm watching Lost. And I know that I've said that before, and I'm gonna say it again, and again, and again. So, yeah, I enjoyed this story. Okay, I'm starting to ramble, and I hate rambling because people are just like, yeah, shut up. So, I'm just gonna say bye. Brony on, bronies. Brony on.